What's up, everyone? My name is Abby. I like to read, and I hope you guys don't mind being like a little slanted because my tripod is two pillows stacked up on top of each other, so that's just how it's gonna be. So today I'm going to be doing my book review on Crier'S Moon by Kathryn Purdie. I finished this yesterday. I've thought about it, I've written down my thoughts, and we're gonna talk about it. So this is the April Crate book. So in the April box, yes. Months are hard. It took me a little longer to read this than normally, but that's just because I was just kind of in a mood. But I finished it and I have a lot of thoughts. So of course we're gonna start off with non-spoiler thoughts, and then we're gonna get into spoiler thoughts. So non-spoiler thoughts, just a little bit about this book. So in this book there are a group of women called Lures's, or the Bone Criers, and they are the farriers of the dead into either the underworld or heaven, I guess. I don't remember what they call it in this book, but they gain their powers and strength by killing animals and then wearing their bones, and they are able to capture like the graces of the animals. That's what they call them, the animals' graces. So like their strength and their unique qualities. And so whichever animal they pick, like a lion, they'll get like strength, or like a hawk, they'll get good vision. They basically just get qualities of that animal. And if they get 3 bone graces, then they go through a rite of passage, which consists of killing their amour, what they call it. Basically just their loved one. And so this rite of passage consists of them luring their amour to a bridge, and then they kill them, and they're like sacrificed, and then the Lures gets their powers to ferry the dead into the afterlife. And so this story follows 3 characters, which is pretty interesting. Usually when I read a book it's with multi-point of view, it's like 2 characters or like a bunch of different characters. But this book follows 3 characters. One is Elise. I still don't know how to say her name. It's Ailesse. Elise. I'm gonna say Elise. And she is the daughter of the matron of their, I think they call it a famille. And so she is like the heir to soon be the matron, the one who will play the bone flute in order to ferry the dead into the afterlife. And so she is going through her rite of passage, and her best friend Sabine is right along with her, but Sabine kind of has a different perspective. She doesn't really like killing animals. She doesn't think it's okay, and so she's just kind of along for the ride. She's kind of okay with other people doing it, but she really doesn't want to do it herself. And then we have Bastien, and Bastien's father was actually one of the Bone Criers' amour, and so he was killed, and Bastien actually saw it happen on the bridge. He followed his father when his father was like lured to the bridge, and he watched one of the Lureses kill his father, and so he is out for revenge. And so this book just kind of follows those 3 characters and what they get up to, and that's really all I can say without spoiling it. I'm dumb. So some quick unspoilery thoughts. I really liked this concept. I thought it was really cool. I'd never heard of anything like that with like sacrificing animals and kind of taking their powers. I just thought that was a really cool concept. Apparently it's like based off of some French folklore. That's why there are a lot of French words in here. There are a lot of French words, but that makes sense. Of women in white who kill men who refuse to dance with them on bridges. So it's kind of a spin-off of that. And I just thought it was really cool. I did have some problems with the book. So it's not really a secret. The thing is like star-crossed lovers. About it has a trope of enemies to lovers. And I just felt like they switched from enemies to lovers a little too quickly. And I'm not saying like with time, like yeah, they were enemies for a long time, but they didn't have that progression from enemies to then friends to then lovers. It was just like enemy to lover right away. And that just kind of, anytime I have insta-love, it's just like, ugh. And this is kind of like a weird version of insta-love where they immediately go from hate to love, like so quickly. And I wasn't a huge fan of that. Also, the ending, there's so much happening. There's so many twists. And I feel like I would have rather just had one major twist, because like there were twists one after another, and it was just like, okay, now this is happening, and then oh my gosh, that's a twist. What this is happening, and I feel like it was just kind of all over the place. And so I think I would have just rather had one major twist in the storyline, and then play off of that instead of having so many different twists and turns. But I did really enjoy this book. I will read the next one. I love this edition by Crier'S. I think it's so pretty with the pages, and it's just so shiny, and I love it. I did give this book 7.5 out of 10 stars because I did enjoy it. It was a very enjoyable read, but I just did have a little bit of issues with some of the book. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my spoilery review. So if you haven't read it, then, I mean, if you want to be spoiled, then you can stay and watch. But if you don't want to be spoiled, then bye! Okay, first of all, I hated Jules so much. She was so annoying. She was so stupid. Like, everything she did was just so selfish and for herself. And it was like, well, I like Bastian, and I don't want anyone else to have him, so I'm gonna just do some stupid shit. And she really annoyed me, and I just hated reading anything about her. I did not like her whatsoever. I liked Marcel, though. Is that his name? Marcel? Marcel? It's Marcel. We're good. I thought, although when I read it, it seemed like he was like really young. I don't remember his exact age, but the way he acted, it seemed like he was like 12 maybe, but I think he's older than that. So I really understand that this book was like not only about the love story, but also like the sisterhood, but I really didn't understand Sabine's point. Like, she didn't do much, really, at all. She never succeeded in saving Elise. She killed the jackal. And she suddenly has his grace bones or whatever. I don't know. I don't understand what her point was in the story. I think it was a different, unique perspective to have someone who actually didn't want to kill animals. So it was definitely different, but still, I don't think she really served that much of a purpose. And then Adiva, oh my gosh, she was also like on the same level of Jules, just so annoying. And it's like, why is anyone believing her or following her? Why is she the leader? She's obviously a horrible human being, and she doesn't care at all about her daughter, and she was just so annoying. So I'm hoping that in the rest of the series, she's actually gone. You know, she jumped into the underworld to see her lover. So I'm hoping that that's the end of her. But I feel like she's gonna come back, maybe. I don't know. So I really liked the beginning of the story. I liked how that progressed. But the ending, I think it was just too much for me. In a very short amount of time, we figure out that Odiva is also Sabine's mom. And then we figure out that Bastian isn't actually Elise's amour. And then we figure out that Cass, like, who the hell is Cass? What does he do? I mean, I'm sure we'll figure out more in the next book, but like, why? Why couldn't Bastian just be her amour? I don't understand. Maybe I will be proven wrong in the next book, and I'll really like Cass, but I don't understand why that twist was put into the book, other than just like creating a love triangle that does not need to be there whatsoever. Like, I hope Cass ends up with Sabine. Like, I don't understand why there would be that twist. I don't get it. And so he's the real amour, and so now he whisked her off, and he's a prince, gonna be the king. And I don't get it. I just really wish that the book went into a different direction than Bastian not being her actual amour. I really actually like that. I think that's really like literally the star-crossed lovers, where she has to kill him because he's her amour, and you know, they're in love. But now it's like, well, she doesn't have to kill him anymore, and so they can be together. So it's really not star-crossed lovers. She can just kill Cass and be with Bastian, you know? So Cass being introduced did get me to like Bastian a little more, but before he was introduced, I was a little bit put off, like how I mentioned earlier, with how quick they turned. Like, I do love enemies to lovers, but I like it when it's a slow progression, because it's basically just insta-love. If you're gonna go from hate immediately to love, like I feel like there needs to be a little bit of an in-between. And there was like a little bit of like internal struggle, but on the outside, what they like displayed to each other was literally hate and then I love you. And it's like, oh, do you love him though? Because I think you've known him for like maybe a month and a week. Like, I don't know. And like most of that time you hated him. So do you really love him? I don't think so. And I don't want to like, you know, keep shitting on this book. I really did enjoy it. It was entertaining. But I think just the last maybe fourth of it was just kind of too much. And then it just took it down a bit for me. I think when I was reading it up until the middle, it was like maybe an 8.5 reading. But then I think the end just kind of was a lot and I was just tired from it, you know. But I do recommend this book. Man, I made it seem so bad. I promise it's not. I'm just telling you like the few issues that I did have with it. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna read the next book. I will. I really hope that I'll Create does like a exclusive edition that like would match this one. I think that'd be really cool. But I am kind of weary about where the next book is going. Obviously, Cass is now in the picture. Casimir, what's his name? But like I said, I am really hoping that Sabine actually ends up with him, because I think although she was kind of useless in this book, I really hope that she finds someone and doesn't have to kill them. But yes, I gave this book a 7.5 out of 10. So that equates to probably, I wouldn't round it up to 4 stars. I think I would probably say 3 stars. So those are my thoughts on Bone Crier'S Moon. Get ready my next video for a giant book haul. I've ordered way too many books and I'm so excited. They should be getting here tomorrow. So, but I'm also waiting on a book outlet order. So I may wait to film the video. I'm not quite sure yet. But stay tuned for that. It's really embarrassing. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Should I... Do you hear that? My roommate is gone, and so her cat is really, really needy, and she's literally banging on my door.